The Buchenwald Report. Not sure what this book is, but I got it out of the World War II section. It's translated, what it's translated from. Probably Jewish or Hebrew. Let's see. The great marvel of the Buchenwald Report is of the first person accounts. No doubt because the testimony were taken down right away. Nazis during the most horrifying era of modern civilization. Buchenwald concentration camp. Along with 20 orderlies, I was brought from Dachau concentration camp to Buchenwald, France, to work in the infirmary. At that time, there existed only a position in a so-called external work detail that was assigned to the building and expansion of the camp. Let's see. At the end of the first year of existence, the camp, 4 primitive barracks. Okay, what? More correctly put, they were murdered, either slowly or quickly. Of the 900 prisoners housed there, no less than 350 died. Okay, let's see what we got here. Some pictures. Let's see. I work translating this volume. Let's see. Work translated in this volume is one of the most significant documentary discoveries from World War II, period. Okay. Mass burnings, lethal injections, malaria experiments, SS special camp, heroic Jewish struggle in Warsaw. Oh, there's a lot. Let's see. Valet for Koch. The Punishment Company. Special actions and special facilities. See, Nazi war profiteers, luxurious living at the expense of prisoners, the stone quarry, work details. Okay, I want to look at page 127. I arrived at Buchenwald concentration camp, 1938, temporary assignment, road construction. In the SS officers' quarters, comradeship evenings were held at intervals of every 2 to 4 weeks. In every place setting, there were 6 to 8 wine glasses. The SS canteen was the site of daily orgies. Participating in them were, above all, SS major, all these people. What's this over here? One day, 400 Yugoslavian prisoners of war were brought into the camp. Since I'm a Yugoslavian, the commandant asked me whether I knew if these men were strong. The camp needed strong men. 3 days later, these comrades were sent to the infamous Camp Ed Ohrdruf. Let's see. The first 2,000 Soviet prisoners of war came to Buchenwald. I suppose this book would be good for somebody looking for information about their relatives. The senior block inmate at the time, Paul Waits, raged like a madman. I had, however, the good fortune to be spared from his fits of rage. My stay there permitted me to obtain many insights into conditions in the police organizations. I will report here only on the attitude toward us prisoners. See, I want to know, documenting the Nazi camps. Buchenwald had the distinction of being the first major concentration camp to fall into the hands of the Western Allies while it still had a full population of prisoners. The U.S. Army had earlier discovered an abandoned Nazi camp at Buchenwald, France. At the end of 1944, the Soviets had come upon abandoned and partially destroyed camps at Maiden Deck in July 1944 and later at Auschwitz, Poland in January 1945. Oh, I didn't realize that Auschwitz was in Poland, I guess, but I know Hitler overthrew Poland. I guess he set up a camp there. Okay. Yeah, I'd say this is a first-class book. It seems to cut against all those people that claim that the Holocaust didn't really happen. Or that it happened on a much smaller scale. Easter Sunday, April 1st, 1945, was a special day for the prisoners. The news that U.S. tanks had penetrated the Fulda Gap were approaching the vicinity 40 miles away. Wow. Prisoners' worst fears seemed to be borne out by the sequence of events in the next few days. A top-secret work detail was assigned the task of digging large trenches, probably for mass graves, which a few days later were filled again. No pictures in this book? Bribery to save comrades. All SS men from the top to the bottom were corrupt. Through and through, in some cases, we were able to make good use of that corruption to help our comrades in camp. When, for example, a comrade was to receive a caning, the commandant would tell us about it the day before. Then we would go to the deputy commandant, bring him a can of caviar or some other delicacy, after which the punishment was always canceled. You will receive no breakfast today until that punishment is canceled. Let's see. 17 English officers hanged. Starved to death in a crate. In spring 1938, a gypsy made an escape attempt but was soon caught. an exemplary punishment the sadistic Koch thought up. Following gruesome treatment, the gypsy was placed in a wooden crate. It had wire netting in the place of wood on one side. The poor victim had to sit in this crate in a bent over position. In addition, the crate was held together by long nails driven from the outside to the inside, so that with his slightest movement, the nails dug deeply into his flesh. In this cage, the gypsy was placed on display in Roll Call Square for 2 days and 3 nights. His horrible cries no longer sounded human. Finally, on the morning of the 3rd day, he was put out of his misery with a lethal injection. Oh my goodness. See, the deal is that history repeats itself. And that what happened then will probably happen again. World War II is a picture of what's going to happen on an even greater scale during the tribulation period and the greater exodus back to Israel of the lost tribes. In 1940, I was stationed along with 7 other comrades at the Weedmeyer Police Work Detail. We were employed as skilled workers, shoemakers, and auto mechanics. Yeah, this is read that part. Yeah. That's a dark book.